So communication is an important aspect of life. So I'm talking to you right now, and you're hearing words coming from out of my mouth, but I'm putting words into your brain. It's not really words coming into your brain. It is actually the sound waves that I'm generating reaches your eardrum, and your neurons there picking up that sound wave, the vibration, sending to your brain that converts into a signal. That is a simple process of communication or cell signaling. But that is happening at the whole organism level. But if you zoom in on an individual cell, how do they communicate with each other? Even a simple bacterium communicating with another bacterium in the petri dish. So that is the topic of discussion in this chapter, cell communication. So the cells, as we discussed before in the cell structure function chapter and in biological membrane, they contain the cell membrane or plasma membrane with proteins embedded on them. Inside, they also have proteins and other several cell structures. So for a cell signaling to occur, one of the first thing in that process has to be a reception of the signal. So when you even say signal, it is considered as a first messenger. So what is a first messenger? So the light that comes and you see the different colors, and that is considered as a first messenger. Or you're eating a medicine, drinking coffee, that caffeine in that coffee going in and binding to your specific proteins called receptors, that is considered as a first messenger. The caffeine is a first messenger. Receptor is a protein on the surface of a cell that respond to this is considered as the receptor. Okay? So the whole process, if you see that overview, is signal reception. Transduction is the way the signal is converted to something else, and a response coming from the cell. All these put together, a reception, transduction, response is considered as a cell signaling process. So the first thing we will look at, what are the signals and what are the types of signals and how it is received, is that first topic. There are different types of receptors you will see. Some are present on the cell membrane, some are cytosolic receptors. The molecule needs to penetrate the cell, bind to the receptor, and they do something. Okay? The next part of this one is about transduction. So transduction is basically the signal is received, but the signal is converted to something else, like the sound waves I talked about. So the sound waves are coming into your eardrum. The eardrum doesn't communicate as sound waves. It converts it into synaptic signal or nerve signals into your brain. That converts it into something else as words. So that is way signals are transduced or converted into something else, like you watch TV or listen to radio. So the sound waves coming from the TV or the signals coming from that received by the antenna now converted into a sound or music in the radio or images and audio in the TV. So that is the part called as transduction. The cells do that through series of proteins and facilitated by second messengers. The second messengers are the one that can get the signal from the receptor, then communicate to other proteins within the cell. Cyclic AMP is an example of second messenger. Calcium ions is an example. And you will see other examples too. Then lastly, we will look at response. The cells can respond to the signals coming in various ways. They can make new RNA, they can make new protein, or they can change the shape of the protein so that the cell is protected in some way. Or they will communicate the signal to other signal so the whole organism can act. Like you touch something hot, immediately you pull your hand, realizing it's hot, the neurons communicating the signal through your brain telling your muscle, immediately pull your hand off. That's some side of a response at the organism level. So in this chapter, you look at cells receiving signals, communicating in the transduction pathway, and responding at the molecular level, cellular level, or the organism level. You will see the entire process. Pay attention to the overall process and the little details that you can add on only at the introductory level, but you will see a lot more details when you take upper division courses.